Hi there, it's Senior Editor Kevin Van Ord standing in for reviewer Josiah Renaudin to tell you about Sniper Elite 3. In Sniper Elite 3, there's a guilty satisfaction that comes from the game's glorious slow-motion kills. What the game does best is on full display early on, and that's the grotesque and brutal X-ray vision assassinations. The level design in Sniper Elite 3 is more open than previous games in the series, often encouraging shots being fired from more than 300 meters away. Each of the 8 locations in the campaign presents you with a sniping sandbox where creativity leads to better shooting and stronger positioning. Rushing headfirst into enemy territory is always an option, but you're likely to crumple into the dirt after just a couple of well-placed shots from your enemies. Whenever you aren't sniping, Sniper Elite 3 can prove frustrating. Not because the surrounding mechanics are broken or the levels are poorly constructed, it's because every action building up to you actually pulling the trigger feels more like a chore than an interesting setup for the perfect shot.
I'll have to shoot from this side of the canyon.
You're often faced with tedious stealth sections littered with soldiers who perk up as soon as you fire off a noisy round. Clearing the map with a silenced pistol or a knife is often the best route to success. That's not to say that Sniper Elite 3 is overly challenging, however. If you take the time to spot and tag enemies before firing, you ensure that you have time to relocate to another vantage point immediately after taking your shot. The game rewards you for relocating successfully, though it's too easy to simply backpedal to an area that you've already cleared and then wait for enemies to cool off. Too many situations throughout the campaign encourage close-range monotony over the wildly entertaining sniping. You're not required to kill everything with a heartbeat in order to progress, but the satisfaction that comes with long-range marksmanship is almost too great to pass up. After locating a viable target, you have the option of steadying your breath and adding a reticle that shows you exactly where your bullet will drop. Once you fire off that perfect shot, the camera follows the round as it leisurely approaches its mark. In that very moment, all that matters is the journey of a single bullet. The finale of the shot is primal bliss. Eyes pop, lungs burst, and testicles rupture as you pump round after round into the opposition. It's the feature attraction of the series, and it's better than ever. You kill hundreds of unsuspecting enemies in this manner, watching as formerly distinctive faces are violently torn beyond recognition. A handful of difficulty settings extends the life of an otherwise stunted campaign, which features one of the most forgettable World War II stories in recent memory. The deadly serious dialogue hardly matches the over-the-top kills, so you can safely ignore the story.
There's an officer here, on Valen's staff. He has the key.
I'll be back.
For better commentary, bring a friend into campaign missions with some backup. It can be cumbersome to coordinate shots without alerting the guards, but adding a second sniper to the mix creates a whole new set of tactics to consider. There's also an asymmetrical co-op mode called Overwatch, which revolves around spotting and downing as many enemies as possible, but this is much less interesting than the tactical challenges of working through the campaign together. Competitive multiplayer is light on surprise and heavy on disheartening deaths. Of course, to discover this aspect of online play, you have to get into a game. Most of the time, however, you just end up disconnecting after spawning, failing to connect, or crashing to the PlayStation 4's dashboard. Sniper Elite 3's multiplayer is mostly broken. It's almost too easy to forget all of Sniper 3's head-scratching issues when that bullet makes contact with someone's cranium, though. It's a shallow, crude pleasure, but the delightful disorder that's just around every corner is strong enough to overshadow an otherwise forgettable experience.